The World Boxing Super Series and becoming a winner of this tournament is greater than winning a title. I think this is the best way to prove who is the best in each division. You win this tournament so far based on the tournaments that we've had so far. We saw a tournament at cruiserweight. We saw 168. We were able to see. We're seeing 118 now that's going on, and they're back doing another one at cruiserweight. But I love it. We got one at 140 as well. I love it, and I expressed this last year. I thought that making this tournament really proves who is the best. You got all these guys now today that are just picking up titles in certain divisions and saying that they're 3, 4, 5 title champ or 3, 4, 5 division champions. And I'm not saying that's not a good thing. I'm just saying that it's not as big as winning a tournament. One thing that we always spoke on with Andre Ward was that the fact that he won a Super 6. Like, people will always bring that up. Before he went to 175, what did people say about Andre Ward? They always brought up the Super 6. The Super 6 because at that time, 168 had a lot of top fighters there, and guys that went on to do great things. Look at Carl Froch. Look at all the guys that was involved. All these guys became champions even later on after losing that tournament, and we still bring it up because Andre Ward fought the best at that time. The problem with the tournament thing is that the divisions, okay, they don't have the most famous fighters there. I'm not going to say anything about talent. I mean, talent is there. Talent's at 118. Talent's at 140. Talent's definitely at cruiserweight. 168 has some talent. But these divisions that have the cash cows, like heavyweight, like 175 that have a lot of talent there. There's a lot of talent at 175. You got welterweight where you got a lot of talent and you got cash cows, and you got 160 that have a lot of talent and cash cows. Will we ever get tournaments in these weight divisions? We're already seeing cruiserweight have another tournament, before we got one at 147 or 160 or heavyweight or 175. I think 175 has a lot of potential because at least with 175, you have American fighters that are top fighters there at 175. But for the most part, you have more international fighters, and I think they are more willing to join this tournament. So, me personally, I'm not sure if a Canelo would join this tournament. Because if Canelo were to join, he would be putting himself on an even playing field. Right now, we can blame it on networks, promoters. We can blame it on, whatever. A lot of political stuff. But if you're in this tournament and you sign up to be in this tournament, that means you are obligated to fight whoever you're selected to fight. You're not in a place where you can pick and choose. And this is why I actually respect Joshua, because I respect him so much as a heavyweight. I'm not sure if he's the best heavyweight, but I respect him more than anyone because he's holding 3 titles and he's fighting dangerous fighters still. I don't know if he's going to fight Dillian White next. I don't know if he's going to fight Pulev. I don't know who he's going to fight next, but he has a pretty good resume, and look at Usyk right now. He's fighting Tony Bellew, which is another dangerous fight, regardless of you think, I think Usyk is going to wipe the floor with him, but still a dangerous fight. You never know with Tony. You never know with him. He's dangerous at all times. But I don't, if we take a look at it and let's say there was a possibility of a tournament being at 160, if Canelo doesn't sign up, are all of these other fighters going to sign up? would Golovkin sign up if Canelo's not involved? No, because he's technically a cash cow fighter too. You know? And the end goal here is to fight Canelo. Everybody's hoping he chooses them. And Canelo, I respect him as a fighter. You know what I mean? He's a good fighter. He has a solid resume. You know, he's fought a lot of guys. But at the end of the day, he's a fighter that chooses his opponents. You know? Nobody wants to see him fighting Rocky Fielding. You know, but at heavyweight, if this were to happen, would Joshua join? I think he's more likely to join than some of these other fighters. And if he doesn't join, who else is going to join? Do you think Wilder would join? I don't think Wilder would join. You know? Based on history, he's just not the type to fight dangerous fight after dangerous fight. He just doesn't have that resume to prove that. You know? Look how many fights it took him to start fighting guys like an Ortiz. It took his whole career. So, and then you have welterweight. The welterweight division is flooded with talent. But usually, most of them want to go after one guy. And this is what hurts the chances of us getting a tournament in these other divisions, because a lot of people are using their promoters to duck fighters or their networks that they're on. They're using that as an excuse to stay out of fights. So if one fighter doesn't join, you know, the majority of the welterweights right now want to fight Keith Thurman, you know, or hopefully land a shot at Manny Pacquiao and Floyd or some shit. You know, most of them don't want to fight Errol Spence or Terrence Crawford. So would we ever get that tournament? And if we did, I think it would be really depending on whether or not the top guys would join. See, the top guys in these other divisions are not cash cows. You know, once these guys win their big fights and once they get a little recognition, they start talking different. They all do it. The majority of them do it, you know? So, would we ever get one at 147? Would we ever get one at 160? How would you feel if they did have one at 160 or 147 or heavyweight, and a fighter refuses to join it? How would you feel about that? Would you think that they're ducking if they didn't join? I'm asking you guys this. And another thing, should these cash cows have to join? Or should the tournament be based on the best contenders or champions in the division, and the winner should possibly fight maybe a Canelo or Anthony Joshua? You know, how should that work? You know, maybe the winner fights the unified champion. Instead of, you know, I would love for all the champions to join the tournament, obviously. You know, if I can take the 2, 3, or 4 champions that we have in each division, throw them in the tournament, and then throw the top 4 fighters under them that don't hold titles in the tournament as well. Oh, that would be great. But we're not going to get what we want. You know? How would you feel? Do you guys feel that these fighters should be obligated to join the tournament? Or if they don't join, are they ducking? Is that another form of ducking or being a coward? What do you guys think about it? You know, I personally think that this World Boxing Super Series, and correct me if I'm wrong, maybe there's articles out here on it. I haven't seen any. But are they working on trying to have a tournament in these divisions that I just named? You know, I think 175 is very believable, like I said. But 160, 147 in heavyweight, are they working on this tournament? Is it possible that we can have a tournament in these divisions? You know, I would like it, because I think this is the best thing that's happening in boxing right now. It's the only thing that's proven who's really the best. It's the only thing, because titles get passed around all the time. Then you also got to defend them against mandatories and shit like that. You know, then you have the politics. Politics hasn't played much of a factor in these tournaments, because the majority of them are European or, you know, like international fighters. that don't have a name, and they just want the recognition. They just want to get the opportunity to prove that they're the best. So they're using this platform for that. But when you already proven yourself, why go to the tournament? That's the way they're looking at it. I mean, even when R.J. Ward won the Super 6, you know, outside of him being an Olympic gold medalist, no one really knew that he was the best. He had to prove himself, and he used that tournament to do that. Let me know what you guys think about this whole tournament thing. I'm really interested. I see how 118 goes. I haven't made any videos really talking about the tournaments, the current ones, 140 and 118, but I am watching them. I am paying attention. Let me know what you guys think. All right, peace.